evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we this beautiful Thursday, the 6th of January, 2025? I am happy to tell you that News from the Pew is live, and we are here to talk about everything. It's just the way that things are going, and yeah, there's a lots of things to talk about. I am your host, Rick Barrett, the Armed Catholic, the Armed Papist, host of Rick Cast's interview series and all other kinds of stuff. And with me is the true godfather of Catholic media, the one and only Steve Cunningham, who put on his, what is that? I don't have my glasses on. Oh, it's your nicest clip-on bow tie. Very well. I appreciate that.
Trying to look the part.
What the clowns we are. But anyway, Janet, Steve, how is everything? How are you doing?
It's going well. How you doing? We had happy for our election this past weekend.
I voted in my local elections. I did. I voted for stuff. I voted against stuff that all passed because apparently Texans just want to spend money.
I hear there's people upset. I don't know what the big deal is. It went well, I thought.
I mean, it's the consequences of life that happened this week, and I don't know why people are in such outrage. I know why people are in outrage. It's easy because it gets clicks, it gets views, it gets traffic. To talk about how a Democrat city elected a Democrat. He's a socialist Democrat. Okay, whatever. In Virginia, which is a blue state, you just got lucky with Youngkin, elected a spook. So it's like, okay. New Jersey elected a Democratic governor. Okay, stop me when the surprise happens.
Yeah, I didn't know so many people lived in Virginia, Jersey, and New York City all at once.
All at once. I mean, I mean, of course, the joke is that the reason we really care is because the last thing I need is any more of these and I'm going to say this, and I know I am one, but any of these carpetbaggers from the Northeast coming down and trying to come to Texas or Florida or any of these other places because they can't figure out how to, vote in their local elections. I think that's the reason why everybody's really more of a care about it. So that's what's going on with that. A bunch of other stuff that is, it's day like 38 of the government shutdown, Steve, which is awesome.
I lost count.
Woo, yeah. Woo. I mean, it may negatively affect me tomorrow, but it's the price to pay for a government shutdown. But because I'm supposed to be flying tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. We actually, and we'll talk about it more in that. Oh well, we might as well talk about it now. I'm supposed to go to El Paso, and my wife just got an emergency notification from American Airlines because we're flying out of DFW. They're like, "Yeah, your flight's on the list. your flight's on the list, homie."
Here's a flightaware.com for the Misery app.
Flightaware.com.
Yeah.
And that tells you what flights are being
canceled, delayed, how bad your area is, all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, DFW is bad, but it's not as bad as you saw on that thing on DC and all these other places that are just, they're going to be absolutely miserable tomorrow. So it's absolutely hysterical. Which one? How come you're FlightAware? What tab are you using for that?
I'm just using their website.
I'm on their website too, and it's got like airport experience. I don't have that tab. My tab's weird.
I'll put it in the
put it in the chat. My tab's not cool, man.
It's the Misery app. Misery map. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Misery. Oh, flightaware.com/misery map. Okay. All right. So yes, I am on the chopping block. We'll see how that happens, but it is what it is. I don't care.
These guys are the people not getting paid are people that the governments can use for their emotional response. Oh, look at these guys. These guys aren't getting paid, but they're getting paid. You see Chucky Schumer saying, I can't believe I'm not getting paid money. Those guys are getting paid. Everyone
Yeah.
up in DC is getting paid. They're saying the military is not, but they're underpaid.
No, they are.
anyways.
There was an agreement. Somebody privately, one of the probably Palantir or somebody stepped up and paid the
Yeah, Elon
military.
Musk.
But anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, it's just they use those guys, but the FAA, the guys sitting in a tower that has the highest suicide rate without any problems. And then you throw in more problems, and it goes back into the 2030 agenda of getting rid of airports and travel in general, make travel so bad that you don't want to do it anyways. We'll just close some airports. I guarantee this has something to do with that in one way or another. Because, I mean, okay, I get the air traffic controllers part, but the pilots what's the deal with the pilots? What's the deal with, I mean, an engine fell off a UPS plane the other. How's an engine? It's not like it's tied up by a shoestring. How's an engine come off? And
so, from what I've heard and what I've read about that is that when companies are starting to shred jobs and they're starting to tighten the belts and things like that, the maintenance on these planes, maintenance all around cars, all the transportation, they start to go down a little bit, not a lot, but just enough on the shortcuts and things like that. I don't know if that's an explanation for what happened in St. Louis, but it's still, this idea that, well, we're starting to see the effects of the budget cuts across these companies coming to fruition. And let's not forget, Steve, we started off the beginning of this year in an air traffic control airplane crisis. So it's kind of funny that it's continuing, albeit in a different form, and it's just never really stopped with this crisis on airlines and what's going on and how they're trying to deal with them. So it's absolutely nuts the way that we're seeing. And of course, let's go back to this, because I know Dinesh D'Souza's out there talking about the Reagan generation and how they saved everybody. We can thank Reagan for unionizing the the air traffic controllers, because if they didn't have the unionized air traffic controllers, you probably wouldn't be in this situation. They wouldn't have to worry about this as much. Same thing with TSA. TSA does not have to exist. You could have private security at these airports, and a shutdown would not impact them. But nope, we have to have our kabuki theater. We have to have our theater that, take off your shoes, put your belt over here. The person's drinking out of their Kool-Aid box while they're kind of yelling at you about making sure you get through the line quickly. So it's all just, folks, you're seeing ramifications. And the funny thing is the way, Steve, they think, oh, well, if they see how bad the airports are without the government, they'll know. And people like you and me are like, do you see how bad the things are because they're funded by the government? Do you see? It's the opposite thing. It's because the government's involved that everything's so terrible.
It's that meme when the guy shoots him and goes like, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah. Why'd the government do this to us? And it's just, no, the government is terrible. The government does not help you in any way, shape, or form. And when they're shut down, this is the pain that it's all being paused for political purposes. Now, of course, it's we'll see how long they can have these flights canceled before the whole thing kind of gets fixed in the aftermath of the midterms. Right now that the midterms have taken place and Democrats have had their hissy fit, and that's another thing. I know we're kind of dodging and weaving through all of these right now. Another thing that people don't get from last night is that the elections in these blue cities were the first chance that angry people that are mad at their parents, Democrats, had to vote against Trump. So of course they were going to come out in record numbers, and they were going to do. It was their first release valve. So
I know they told Cuomo to go take a hike because Trump had told him to go vote for Cuomo.
Yeah, that was a kiss of death for Cuomo. That was the absolute kiss of death for Cuomo. So
he was on Fox News. I apologize. He's like, what's his face? The old evangelist that was on from the 80s, 90s, that when he got caught doing adulteries, I have sinned again.
Oh, yeah.
He was doing that. And he goes, I'm sorry, please. Please, I am sorry for killing your mama, your daddy, your baby daddy, your Grammy, mammy, daddy, all that. I am sorry. It's been 5 years. I'm just getting around to apologize. I am so sorry. Please forgive. No, I didn't say forgive me. I just said I'm sorry that you found out that I killed your family. Please vote for me for mayor.
Yeah. I'll do so much better than him. And it's like, will you? I mean, they're touting Cuomo. They touted him as some kind of difference, but really, how much of a difference would he have been? He just would have been a little bit more lukewarm to these propositions.
The same things.
Yeah. So
it's not like, hey, we voted. There's a communist in New York City. There's a communist in New York City. There's a communist in every daggum state. There's a communist every year in the White House. They're all communists.
The fact is, too, you like Bill de Blasio was mayor. You've already done this. You've already done this kind of stuff. Mamdani just spoke what Bill de Blasio did. That's the only thing, is that he was vocal about what he wanted to do.
I was joking on Clown Plane yesterday. He goes, was Cuomo an Austrian? I mean, what are these other people? What was Eric Adams? Was he an Austrian economics guy? Was he a libertarian? What did you go from to, what was the guy previous? What do you call that? What do you call your governor now? Come on. We got communism's now, and it hasn't worked. Socialism hasn't worked. The heck you think Trump's doing? It's not free market capitalism right there. He's buying in. It's socialist principles across the board, both parties, but we act like we're pearl clutching. I can't believe we got a social. They're all socialists. You can't swing a dead cat in D.C. without hitting what maybe Rand Paul and Massey, but that's it.
Yeah. No, remember Trump RX. Trump RX is coming soon enough, and that is your socialism, your all that kind of stuff in its truest form. So don't give me this stuff. Don't give me this kind of nonsense where everybody is just so upset and everybody's just so angry at Mamdani. All it is party politics. Both sides love it because the left have their new Obama, right? The minority that has a big smile and speaks eloquently and comes from a rich family. And the right has a new boogeyman. I mean, it's perfect. I was saying to Steve earlier that this is an equivalent to when Pope Francis was in the papacy. All these YouTube channels loved it because every single day they had content. Every single day they were able to say, oh, Pope Francis put on 2 different shoes, and that's why the errors of Vatican II are coming. And now every day when Mamdani speaks, Fox News can run 5 hours of coverage on why, when he said the instead of and, that is an attribute to the Communist Manifesto. So they love this stuff. It's a ratings boom for everybody.
Just in case anybody, I know there are people, they don't do that. Let me bring out this. I've used this for years. I remember a priest saying, oh, Steve, you're wrong. I busted this on him.
Yeah.
The 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto. I remember seeing this long time. This is from laissez-faire-republic.com. Number 1, abolish the private property and land and application of all rents and land and public purpose. The courts have interpreted the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. They give government eminent domain power. That was originally intended. Number 2, a heavy progressive and graduate income tax. Do I need to explain that one? Yep. Number 3, abolition of all rights of inheritance. I'm sure you've heard of this too. Another attack on private property is in the form of a federal and state estate tax and other inheritance taxes. We have that checked off. Confiscation of property of all immigrants and rebels. We call it government seizures, tax liens, forfeiture of public law 99570 in 1986, Executive Order 11490, sections 1205 and 2002, which gives private land to the Department of Urban Development, imprisonments of terrorists or those who speak out or write against the government, 1997 crime terrorist bill, or the IRS confiscation of property without due process. Number 5, I feel like David Letterman. Number 5, centralization of credit in the hands of the state by means of a national bank with state capital and exclusive monopoly. Again, we have to explain that? The Fed. Number 6, centralization of means of communication and transportation in the hands of the states. You know what this is? The FCC. The FCC won't let me be The Interstate Commerce Clause established in Congress 1887, the Department of Transportation, all that stuff. FAA, what we're just talking about. Amtrak, Contrail. Number 7, extension of factories and instruments of production owned by the state, the bringing in a cultivation of wastelands and the improvement of the soil generally in accordance with the common plan. While the U.S. does not have a collective farms, which failed miserably in the Soviet Union, we nevertheless do have significant degree of government involvement in agriculture, i.e., have you seen what they're doing to the farmers? Number 8, equal obligation of all to work, establishment of industrial armies, especially for agriculture. We call that the Social Security Administration and the Department of Labor. And Number 9, combination of agriculture with manufacturing industries, gradual abolition of the distinction between town and country by a more equitable distribution of the population over the country. We call that the Planning Organization Act of 1949. Number 10, free education for all children in government schools. Again, do I need to explain that one? We check off every daggum box of the 10 pillars of the Communist Manifesto. Don't tell me we're not a communist group. They all embrace it. We live it. No, it's just like you get into somebody going in elections. Don't you touch my Medicare. Don't you touch my Social Security. Social Security is in the plank. Medicare is government insurance.
We didn't even touch SNAP and all the federal benefits. The SNAP and all these other things that are still not being paid out, which the SNAP apocalypse really didn't happen. It happened in a couple places, but not as widespread as people thought. But yeah, the SNAP benefits, which is essentially UBI, just not universal at this point. It's just BI. I guess it's LBI, limited basic income to some. So yeah, all of these things have been implemented successfully. I know you mentioned the fact that the healthcare industry is essentially a communist or socialist run industry. You know firsthand from being in sales for all of that. And people want to talk about, Obamacare. Guys, it went back to when Nixon got his grubby little hands into the healthcare. A Republican, right? The same guy did the EPA. So, these are not short-term things. I know, Obama messed everything up. Yeah, he did some stuff, but
he didn't start the fire, as Billy Joel said.
All of these things were there. they were there.
Imagine a relay race when they passed the baton. Obama was just a guy they handed the baton to. Someone else was right behind him.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly it. And then you had, Trump after him. And then during the coup, with the largest spending ever with the stimulus checks and the PPE and all these other kinds of things and, shutting down, mandating the shutting. Oh, well, he didn't do it. Okay, well, Fauci pretty much said it and everybody, bowed before him and did it. So it may not, but it had the social force of a communist revolution in that regard. But it's all there, folks. It's all there. It all is right in front of you. You just need to see it.
I told that to a guy one time at a gym, and he goes, "I refuse to say that, think that I live in a communist country." I go, "Well, denial is not a river in Egypt either." But so, yeah, if you,
I rebuke you in the name of George Washington.
I mean, the 19th century socialism, communism was interchangeable. It's like potato. It's the same thing. You see someone's a socialist, there's a commie. You're a commie, it's a socialist. Yeah, that's why I did the thing on the 1848ers, the 48ers, they called them. There was the revolutions from Germany that they failed over in Europe, and they came to this land. They got into, who was elected today? Oh yeah, back in it was going to be in this day in history. Today, back in the day, it was Abraham Lincoln was not elected president of the United States. Guess who got in his administration? These 48ers, documented in that link. So from literally right there. Yes, was Fatima about U.S.? Fatima was about all of it. Because
think about Fatima as the errors of Russia.
Yeah,
and Russia's spreading everywhere. So that's
Russia really picked up on the communist idea. Communism didn't start there. It got into it from Marx and Engels. It sinked its way into claws in Mother Russia, who was able to distribute it. It was like the distribution center. The idea started over here in the distribution center of Russia, put it everywhere. And yes, these United States, your centralized federal government is a communistic socialist government. I mean, you want to argue? I can go right down the list on everything you see today. And even what Trump has done. They have people who've been calling him out on the fake right, on the right, saying, this is a socialist act. He's buying into companies. You can call it fascism, socialism. There's all kinds of things you can call. There's state ownership of going on right now of companies. Remember Government Motors? That was a joke during Obamacare. GM, General Motors. Now it's Government Motors because the government owned it. And now they're doing it. They're doing all kinds of Pfizer. They're buying up there. They got stock in these other groups all across the board. But we don't want to see it. And then you get this guy, get Mamdani comes in again. Who cares? If you don't live in New York City, who cares? It's New York City. And on top, you go, all right, if he wants to give free grocery stores, whatever, good luck. That's what his one to try. You can experiment at a local level. Do not care. Does not affect me. If it fails, he'll either change it or he won't change it. It'll be up to him, and they'll get somebody else to come in. But don't act like he's the first one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's of course the instantaneous mindset of social media that it's happening right now for the first time. Guys, nothing that's happening now is new. No. Nothing is happening. Everything that history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. A lot of these things are rhyming. It's just happening with us with Wi-Fi and Netflix. That's really the whole thing that's happening at this point.
Did anybody call Mitt for Brains Romney a commie or socialist when he put in Romney Care?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't hear anybody now. Oh, that was can't believe that a commie put in socialized medicine in his state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, to be fair,
you
it was
think
not
about this.
Nobody was complaining, but still.
Yeah, I mean, the two-party system, the two-party illusion is just unreal right now. People, like I said, you can't swing a dead cat online without someone. You got the bark on Lady Liberty. You got all this stuff going down. What do you think New York was beforehand? I didn't think looking at New York City as a big utopia. I can't wait to move to New York. I didn't want to move to go visit ever after I went to Yankee Stadium the last weekend, and I'd never thought about going back ever. And I didn't care for it before or after. I just went to Yankee Stadium, just go to Yankee Stadium. That was it. In, out, got a pizza and go.
My wife always wanted, she's a big musical fan. If you've watched this show long enough, you know that. You're not surprised. So she'd never been to Broadway. So about pre-COVID, like 2018, we went to New York to go see a couple musicals on Broadway. And my wife, she walked out because she had used to seeing like the propaganda in New York where everything's clean and everything's nice and the people are mean and stuff like that. But she walks out and we walk out of our hotel room and she looks and there's just trash bags all over the sidewalk. And she goes, how is this even possible? I go, honey, this is New York. This is what New York is. Now, of course, the musicals were nice and things like that, but she's saying, I will never go back to New York, despite the fact that she loves Broadway. She doesn't want to deal with anything else that comes from New York.
Yeah, we went on the subway and saw what John Rocker saw.
Yeah, it's dirty, it's overcrowded, it's overhyped. The one thing I can't stand, and you don't have to run and tell Anthony because I actually laid into him jokingly at the Catholic Men's Conference earlier this year, and it's the same thing I'll say now. I cannot stand it when people from New York try to tell everybody else the culture, the music, the capital of the world. Shut up. It's a stupid city. The only reason we care about New York is because the media lives there. If the media lived in Lawrence, Kansas, they'd say the exact same thing about Lawrence, Kansas. There is no special thing about New York that doesn't make it any different from Boston or Baltimore or any other crappy cities on the East Coast. And so the fact that everybody's like, oh, New York, it's like America's front. I heard Jason Whitlock call it America's front porch, and all these other guys. It's like, come on, guys, can you put down the copium for a second?
All because of Ellis.
It's a crappy city. It is a crappy, dirty, nasty city, which had a bit of a renaissance because they put in Giuliani, who actually enforced laws, and then it was nice. It was somewhat okay. But after he left, and even Bloomberg realized how much it ran. He kept all of Giuliani's policies in place. And then you started getting, the true heart of the city coming back. And now New York reverted to its natural state, which is a dump. It is a dump and it's gross. And anybody who wants to try and argue otherwise. Oh, the food is so good. Maybe I'll give you the food, but the culture's garbage up
You
there.
only had pizza at a couple places. In Little Italy, the original
Yeah,
pizzeria, that was good.
the pizza's good. The Chinese food was good. I'll give them the food part. But when
You
they
know,
talk
there's a
about
Brother
culture,
Jimmy's up there. He's a Southern barbecue joint. Brother Jimmy's. You get a plate about yay big. And my bud wanted to go. And he goes, "You want to go to Brother Jim's?" I go, "Dude, we're in New York. I don't care if I get barbecue up here, but we go. That's our thing." And he goes,
yeah,
"No, there's a guy from Carolina that moved there in
exactly.
Manhattan."
The only reason the food is good in New York is because from people from other places actually went there and made it.
Yeah,
New York
yeah.
is not, it's not unique to its own culture, right? The only thing, and it kind of is reflective of the rest of the multicultural dream that is America, that everything that's good about New York has nothing to do with New York. It's all other people bringing it there and making it work there. So the fact that they're like, oh yeah, it only exists because other people did it, right? So
Yeah, Chinatown, Little Italy, all the other
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it's like nobody goes. There's no New York cuisine. There's
Yeah.
no New York culture. New York culture is getting somebody swearing at you while you're dodging giant rats the size of poodles. Like there's
I'll
nothing.
give New York some love.
I won't.
It was sympathetic and the 13th Confederate States.
Really.
Yes, it was actually anti-Lincoln at the time and did not like anything about what Abraham was about to do and coming in. They didn't like him. They didn't want him. They nicknamed New York the Northern Confederate State. It never left, but it was not happy with how things were going. If you can believe that.
No, I believe that. I mean, remember the history of the Copperheads has been completely wiped from the
Especially in New
history
York,
books.
yeah.
There was a lot of Copperheads in New Hampshire. New York had a lot of Copperheads, and so yes, I completely agree that. But let's, like everything else, Steve,
That's it. That's all I got for it
the
after
New
that.
York that oppose that does not exist anymore.
That don't exist
It,
anymore.
it's
No, no.
it's not. It is nothing but a faded memory. It is no better than an old 1920s baseball card.
And again, if New Yorkers get upset, I'm like, well, you guys voted Cuomo as governor, what, twice?
Yeah,
I mean,
and now look who you have as governor that you reelected.
and you were fine with him coming in as the people still voted for him. There was no chance he was going to win. I mean, here's who you got. Well, it goes back to that Israeli clip that we played long ago. People are now posting it. It's funny because we were like, what, months ahead of the game on that. We put it up. Now they're going, I can't believe he said that. About what city you guys are going to go to? Cuomo, Israel. Oh, these guys, Israel. Oh, I got to go to my bar mitzvah in Israel. And Mamdani goes, I'm being elected mayor of New York. I'm going to stick out and help the 5 boroughs and take care of people from New York. That's how you win that election.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, that's an interesting point. You're going to bring that up because there's also some other things that have been happening this week. Or it happened last week. Tucker Carlson had Nick Fuentes on his Twitter show. Tucker Carlson interviews people from all across the landscape. This shouldn't be a big deal, but boy, oh boy, has Con Inc. lost their ever-loving minds about this whole thing, to the point that now the Jewish question within the Republican Party is going to be the thing that splits it. Because as I've said, and as Steve has pointed out too numerous times, Gen Z, millennials, even younger generations are done with the funding and the worship of Israel, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole Ted Cruz, when I get to my first thing is to be Israel first. It's like, you're from Huntsville, Texas. What are you talking about? And so, you had that, and then you had something even more crazy happen over the last 24 hours, where the Heritage Foundation, which I guess Tucker works with, they supported what Tucker Carlson did, and now a Catholic guy that works for it has had audio leaked about him. Because somebody said he was asked if they wanted to go to like the Sabbath, a Jewish dinner, and he's like, hey, it's on a Friday. It violates, I don't want to go because you guys eat meat and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's being, people who work there who are Jewish in nature are dragging this poor kid across social media, and people who are just trying to be fair are going, you realize this is the reason why younger generations don't like the Jewish setup within the Republican Party. It's not about the Jews or anything like that. It's like,
Scientist.
You asked this intern to go to this thing. This intern politely said, "Hey man, thank you, but it's against my religious beliefs." And now you guys are like anti-Semite, and it's and luckily enough, people have come out and been like, "Dude, leave the poor kid alone. He's an intern." And he asked an innocent question, and he was respectful. And he even said, "He's like, I don't, is this a litmus test? I'm an intern. If I go, am I going to be dragged?" "Oh no, you're not." Yeah, he got dragged. And with Mamdani, and people came out with him, and they supported his stances on Israel and the relationship of Israel and the United States. That's what I'm talking about. You can't deny there's a political relationship and a military and a financial relationship between the two folks. I'm not an anti-Semite or blah, blah, blah. But the fact that Tucker hosted Fuentes, and whatever Fuentes believes, the reason why Gen Z men are flocking to Fuentes is because he speaks, regardless if you agree with it or not, he speaks what they believe. And they're just tired of this stuff. And then you see how they treated Tucker. You see how they're treating other people at the Heritage Foundations and others. And it's Steve, it's crazy how this one issue that you and I brought up all the way back with the Iran bombing, how we were dragged into the Middle East by Benjamin Netanyahu, and he launched an attack on Iran and then ran to the United States and said, "Hey, you guys got to finish this. You guys got to finish this, or else, Israel will do the Samson option." They in the Samson option, folks, is they'll just start nuking everybody if they get put in a corner. That's but they don't have nukes, but they say, but they'll do the Samson option if it doesn't. And
you see that at TPUSA events, Laura Trump and Eric Trump had another kid get up there and tell him, "Hey, what's up with your dad getting $250 million from Israel and all this blah, blah, blah." And Eric gives him the whole thing. "Oh, Iran will have a nuke and they will use it. You guarantee they will use it." And then the guy he's like, "Okay, so why does he do it?" I mean, the people are getting questions about this. And Nick, Fuentes is a shock jock. He's just he's putting his finger on the pulse of people.
He's filling a vacuum that the GOP tried to hide and tried to shame the younger generations and conservatives. Like, shut up! I don't care what you believe. You're going to be a Reaganite conservative. You're going to do what the neocons say, and blah 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 blah. And you're just seeing enough of these people going, "No, I don't have to. I don't have to," because none of these people support. And Trump came out. We didn't even talk about this. Amy's talking about her daughter is sick of hearing Israel. Right? Why do we give them so much money? Especially food prices are up, housing prices are up, jobs are getting laid off. We don't have the clip, but somebody asked Trump, "Hey, how's the economy?" He's like, "It's great. Gas prices are down, eggs are down." And people are like, "Trump, are you out of your blanket mind?" Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. He's just saying, "Yeah, everything's great, man. Everything's doing good." And people are going, "Listen, you can't. This is not the golden age. Stop calling it the golden age. Stop gaslighting. You're no better than Joe Biden and his administration when they were telling
he's lying many times. I don't know if there's a counter, but remember the Gaza condoms. Oh, they're making bombs out of the condoms in Gaza. It was Mozambique in Africa. Time out today. Donald, it's not that Gaza. He didn't care. He's just going to keep going. And,
yeah, exactly.
What else? It was something. It was like the MS-13 thing. He has MS-13 tattooed on his hand. And they show a close up of his hand. There was no letters. There was symbols. Sir, there was nothing on. Oh, it was. Don't lie to me. I can show you the photo. There's nothing on there. It was that tic-tac back and forth. And he would not. It's like, all right, it's like a dog with a bone. He will not let go.
Yep. Yeah, that's exact. And that's the thing, is that people are really just like, I drove up to the Carolinas 2 weekends ago, and gas, I was driving diesel, but gas was over $3 everywhere I went. So I didn't see any of these record gas prices going down or any of these other kinds of things. So the fact that the economy is stalled, inflation is out of control, jobs are now disappearing as quickly as possible, to the fact that there are people in Trump's own administration that are hoping that SCOTUS comes in and smacks down the tariffs so they don't have to, so Trump can get an out, right? The tariffs are going to the SCOTUS, and there are people in Trump's administration that are like, please strike them down. Please strike them down, because if they don't, Trump's going to keep going with them, and it's just going to absolutely ruin everything. And I've been on the record. I'm an economic protectionist. I'm okay with tariffs in a sense, but the fact is that people are like, oh, please strike them. Please, SCOTUS, do the right thing and strike them down. Now, of course, because we're saying that, SCOTUS will uphold them, because SCOTUS goes the opposite way. Anytime we need a hand, SCOTUS is like, nah, you guys are on your own. Forget that nonsense. So,
well, speaking of tariffs, what was your boy, your governor down there in Texas saying they were going to put 100% tariffs on people coming into Texas from New York?
I really wish Trump picked him for some kind of federal position, because he's terrible. He's just. I mean, he makes Lindsey Graham look like Buckley. And he makes him look like William F. Buckley. He's just.
But all Zionists trying to out Zionist each other, like it was like in the New York City mayor race. I love Israel more. Watch me, I'll kiss Israel butt more than you will. And that guy won't go to Israel. Won't go to Israel. That was Glenn Greenwald goes. He goes, that was the most excited that Cuomo got, was he's not going to Israel. He said he's not going. I said I wasn't going to Israel. Nor do I want to go to Israel. I'd rather go down this. I'd rather go to Little Italy and participate in these parade down there. But you want to go to Israel? Go to Israel. So be happy.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy how this issue, and people say, oh, it's going to be the economy, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, oh, it's going to be the fact that women are going to come out and vote, because now you got Lila Rose, whatever you think about her, she's saying like, you Republicans need to stop attacking women, and it's like, women are voting hand over fist, especially millennial women are voting hand over fist for liberal policies and all these other kinds of things. There's this girl, Mary Morgan. She's a Catholic who works at Timcast. She's like, should I find the 13 people that voted for the Republican candidate in New York and throw them a pizza party? Because the rest of them voted for Mamdani. Like, what are you talking about here? But it's all of these, the Republican Party is too stupid to get out of their own way. And that's the price you pay. That's why I love the fact that I don't get invested in this stuff anymore, which is why I stopped doing my live show. Because the people that are in the chat that watched my show, they could tell I was just burnt out on it. I'm like, yeah, okay, Trump did a stupid thing. Oh, look, the Democrats are bad. I don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore at this point. And so it's, unlike your show, Steve, where you actually highlight the stuff people don't talk about. I was just burned out on trying to cover the daily stuff.
That's actually my motivation. Let me see if I can find something that people aren't bringing up. Like, since we're all doing the pearl clutching, where's it at? Where is he at? Where's my boy?
Where is he? Where is the button? Where is the trigger? Where is it? Although I will say the Mamdani Bain comparisons from his speech are hysterical. The way Mamdani speaks, and then they cut to Bain, and Bain's like, "Gotham is yours." So I'm like, you know what? It fits. It's perfect. Give it back to you, the people.
I didn't see that. That's fantastic. No, all these guys, especially the Jacks and the Bennies and all these guys, I can't believe we got a communist. You're going to see Trump. He's going to take that guy down. And Trump's out there saying that I'll take care of that tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's on the to-do list. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Meanwhile.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Coming was it November 14th? He's coming. Former Al Qaeda guy, founder of the Syrian Al Qaeda.
Yep.
Trump invites him to the White House for lunch.
I will say a lot of the GWOT guys are going, so what were we doing in Romani? Like, what were we doing in Romani? What were we doing in Afghanistan? Why did we have to have Kabul? Like, what was the point of the whole 20 years besides the military industrial complex getting to play with toys and blow stuff up, just to have these people sit at the same table with Trump?
Well, that was the thing with Petraeus about a month or two ago. He's over there and he sits there. We played the video of him shaking hands with the guy with him and ask him, so how's family? How's your wife and kids? How's your life? How are you doing? You sleeping well? Like questions like that. And everyone was like, whiskey, what was going on here? And Judge Knapp interviewed this one guy, I can't remember his name. And he goes, think about this. This guy gets off the plane. You're going to have Marines saluting him getting off the plane. And Judge going, his mouth dropped. He goes, wait a minute. You think they know? And he's probably not. But don't forget, Al Qaeda is like Hamas to Israel. U.S. is the Al Qaeda. It's a CIA thing.
They're all
It's our
funded by the
group.
CIA. Yeah, they all are.
It's our guys. We started it up. Yeah. It's kind of like, hey man, it's our boys coming back here, but we fed our guys. We fed them out to the machine to get them killed out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's talking about a slap in the face, and none of the cheerleaders give a rip about bringing that. How do you miss that?
Well, the order went out. Don't talk about it.
Yeah,
very easy. Don't talk about this. Make sure we talk about Mamdani. Make sure we talk about the attorney general in Virginia. Make sure we talk about those.
Yeah.
Make sure you talk about that, so that way this guy can come in, and like people like Steve Cunningham will talk about it, but that's okay. But the main lines won't talk about this, and we're still talking about Charlie Kirk, and we're gonna freak out about Erica Kirk hugging JD Vance and all these other kinds of things, and it's like, as everything turns, it used to be as the world turns. It's just how everything turns. Like how everything does it. Throw a dart at something. There's going to be some kind of chatty Cathy controversy surrounding it.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, Virginia's a good thing about it. Good example of breaking up states. I mean, if people in the west side is tired of being ran by the northern part of the state and Richmond and Virginia Beach, figure out a way to break off from there. I mean, you guys didn't vote for that. You're not being represented. Talk about independence from Richmond and Virginia Beach and the DC extension in Northern Virginia. Yeah, I mean, why would you want to live like that? I mean, that's how you. I mean, I don't get how everyone like, I got to stay in this destructive relationship to the end of time, because the 10 Commandments, number 11 says, "Thou shalt not ever leave, never break up the 50 states in this union." We're like, where's that at? We just got this mindset on things like that. I mean, New Jersey really can't do much. It's New Jersey. You still can break it up, but
Jersey, it just smells. So but I mean, think about this is a pretty interesting thing that happened a couple hours ago, Steve. Not we already talked about that one. This one. State senator invites Maryland and Virginia counties to come to West Virginia.
To come into West by God, Virginia.
He's like, hey, come to the best Virginia. If you don't like Western Maryland and Western parts of Virginia, they share nothing with Loudoun County. They share nothing with the coastal city. If you just leave, just become part of West Virginia. It's a natural fit. You all think the same way anyway. You might as well and just get it over with.
Yeah, I mean, Lincoln broke up, created West Virginia out of Virginia. So I mean, why not?
The precedent's there. the precedent does exist.
Exactly. Just break off.
The absolute nuts. Thinking
like here, we had a mayor. There was, I think I read it was 100 mayor votings in big cities, and I couldn't tell you how many smaller cities. I know most of the cities here, there was mayor elections.
Yeah, there's a bunch of small stuff on the ballots all over the place. So
yeah. So I mean, how many people that are complaining about some guy in New York State that they're never going to go visit, never going to do anything with?
Yep.
Have no clue who just got elected in their backyard.
Yep. Or their next county over, who's now their sheriff or whatever the case may be, right? Stuff that will actually have a legitimate impact on your life, right? The local dog catcher. Who's your local dog catcher? I don't know. It's a trans person. So
everyone was focused on this. Like, well, how'd your local one go? Oh, I don't know. That's the problem. You are if you know more about the Mamdani thing and you don't even know who just got elected as mayor of your own city, that's the problem.
Well, the thing was, Tuesday was election day. How many people actually took the time to go actually vote in their local stuff? Like I went, and I thought it was actually going to be like ballots and stuff. I walked in and said, oh, it's just propositions. Nope. No. More money, slush fund, more money, tax increase, more money. And of course, they all pass because the boomers that actually show up and vote in these things all are totally fine with spending money and doing whatever they can do. And hey,
it's like a Knights of Columbus meeting. You never see them show up until there's a vote for money, and then all the old guys come in and they knock down anything you want to try to get.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of the problems with a lot of these things. And that's another divide, another crack, a fission that's happening, not just on the right, but on the left. That's, the Mamdani election is really more, it's not really a referendum on Trump. Yeah, everybody hates Trump on the left and blah, blah, blah. But it's really a referendum on the fact that younger generations feel completely lost. The younger generations feel like they're completely sold out. I mean, ask Steve. Steve rents. Steve's looking for, he'd love to actually have a house, but because boomers own the average price, and I think we talked about in the show, and I've talked about the average price of the median age of somebody's first house is 40. And that's not sustainable for anything. That's a hoarding of wealth by a certain generation. And younger generations are getting tired of this because boomers will say, "Oh, well, I had to work hard, when I was young." It's like, yeah, but you don't understand what of the price of the house that you bought. The wages have not moved since you had your job at your factory or your office job or whatever. That job doesn't exist for me anymore because that job doesn't exist because it was an outsourced. And B, even if I do get that job, the wages that you were making that I now make have not kept up with inflation. I think I talked about it on this show. Oh no, I didn't talk about this show. There's a development in a little town called Jarrell, which is like 25 minutes away from me. Jarrell. My wife made fun of me because I used to call Jor-El, like son of Krypton. She's like, "It's not that, you dummy. It's Jarrell."
No, it's not a Jor-El.
I used to say, "Are we going to Jor-El?" But these houses used to be $350. Now you'll see billboards on the highway, Steve, $50,000 off if you want to buy one of these.
Yeah, some companies are. If you buy the home, you get 1%. Maybe it's 1%. You're being charged APR, but we're 2%. You're not getting the 7 that's going out, or 6.5, whatever it is right now. They're trying to slash it down to single digits, or what can we do to give you away? Because they're buying so much. I mean, there's 5 developments going on within a mile here. They're just throwing stuff. We're like, who's moving in?
Yeah, well, the secret that nobody liked is it's the H-1Bs that they were planning to have come into these homes. These mass migrants, either legal or illegal. Because I know up in Idaho, there were pictures of people who are like, yeah, these people are illegal and they just got a house with 2 cars, all government subsidized and given funds. So that's who they were hoping to give these houses to. And so with restrictions on immigration and now the H-1B thing, all these houses are starting to like, well, the white people, or not the white, the Americans, black, white, Hispanic, whoever, that we didn't care about. And we were like, yeah, figure out whatever you got to do. Now we got to turn back and be like, yes, would you like to come into these homes? And it's like, no, dude, I make $25 an hour. I can't afford, I can't put down $100,000 deposit on a $400,000 house. I just don't have that money. And the interest rates don't work. And it's absolutely ridiculous how, we've talked about it. There's going to be some kind of bailout for the housing industry. There has to be. Trump's going to have to do something within the next year and try and stabilize the housing market, because that's going to fall off a cliff, I think.
There's so many bubbles. When this thing busts.
And I think, go ahead.
No, but it's all going to be, it's all coming 2030. The idea that, Agenda 2030 is well in move, and digital IDs are literally going up everywhere. To the point, most people, it might be in regular media now, but if you really stop back and think about it, it's going to be hell to pay for a lot. It's going to get nasty for a lot of people. So you better start worrying about figuring out how to, disconnect from the financial situation, to figure out how you're going to barter, learn to grow your own medicine, food, whatever, because stuff's not going to be there.
It's going to be one of two things. It's going to be what Steve's describing, which is the probability of both of these things. It's 50-50 on both. Or the reason why they are rushing AI out as quickly as possible is they're hoping when that bubble hits, they can introduce it as a countermeasure to try and stabilize everything. And then while they're stabilizing it, they'll just give a UBI. They'll just be like, all right, folks, here's your UBI, while AI kind of runs everything here and doing all this other kind of stuff. So it's 2 things. It's either like a total dystopia one way, or it's a total dystopia the other way. Either way, you're getting dystopia. So just whichever
you will own nothing and be happy.
Yeah, you will sit.
Jamaica 2030. Who saw that come up after the hurricane went through Jamaica? There's Jamaica 2030. What? You're kidding me? That's a real thing. Or
What are you talking about? I can't believe this. We did do nothing. We did do nothing. Not a hurricane is here.
Man, it was.
The
I was
cloud
saying,
seeding was bad. It was supposed to go up. Why are you here now?
yeah,
That was a pretty
it's
hurricane, though.
yeah, not to be black pill and things like that, but yeah, I mean, what's going on and people are not seeing. It's amazing how many people just focus on just whatever they're spoon fed. Fix here, look here, right here. Don't look over here. Don't look over here. Stop asking questions. I mean, they're saying now Hamas is in Venezuela. We're going.
Of course. Yeah, I mean,
They'll say anything just to start a war.
yeah.
And with China and Russia wanting to get involved, I joke on the show going, they're probably just how about you just I don't know indulge us, try the Russia thing. They got this nuke that will give us a radioactive tsunami. Give it a shot. Just once.
Yeah.
If it fails, it fails. What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, it'll be a tsunami anyway, right? Just pointed towards Africa, whatever. Just to do something. It's fine. It'll be fine. Just it's all going downhill anyway. So just pick one.
Hey,
pick
COP 28, COP 38 is going on right now in Brazil. Yay! Where they cleaned out half the Amazon. We're here for the environment. What do we got to do? Let's get rid of this Amazon forest so we can park cars here for this meeting on the environment.
Yep. And as long a financial guy said a while back, sorry, that's my light.
Did you just lose power?
No, I have most of my lights on like a timer. So that way, and I haven't adjusted it to daylight savings time yet. So give me a second. I'll get a light on me. Don't worry, folks. You'll see my pretty face in about 15 seconds.
You forget pay the bill today, or
yeah, they got me. It's 2030. Get Rick 2030 is taking effect. There we go. That'll work because I'm too lazy. I'm not going to go up and get the thing. But there, you can see my face still. So use a clapper. No, I'm not going to use a clapper. What am I, 90? I'd rather use timers.
Clapper works.
Yeah, well, let's see. I think I got a couple other things I can do. I got some other lights. It's fine. You can see me. People aren't watching this show for my face anyway, so I might as well just. I'm going dark, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going rogue. But what were we talking about? I don't
lost count.
All these other kinds of things. But part of that, folks, is just the fact that it's day whatever of the shutdown.
38, 39, 40,
38, 39. And you have all of these things that are starting to happen now. The SNAP benefits are running out or ran out. You have the air traffic controlling things being taken care of. And it's really one of these issues where it's like, I don't really care if any of these, where's the fireplace? I should actually get like a little digital fireplace and put it behind me, but it is what it is. I don't know, Steve. I would be fine. There's some people that say that the shutdown could last till Christmas, which would be the ultimate gift for me. But
like we said before, the problem is they're still getting paid and they're still bombing people. So it's not technically a shutdown. They're just they're hurting other people that they're not saying that the SNAP people need to be hurt. They need to get off the teats. It's going to hurt, and then get someone needs to teach them how to grow food, or it's like the people that had like 7 kids and have 7 baby daddies, and they're getting $3,000 a year a month on SNAP. I mean, there's got to be hey, come on, there's got to be something on that. But again, it goes into the LBJ greater thing and greater society thing and all that corruption that came out from the government, from DC. But yeah, I mean, do we need a centralized government? No, don't need it. You can see it working. You can see your local area working now. You don't get up and say, I wonder what DC can do for me. But that's how we act.
Well, that's because you've had generations conditioned for such a thing. You've had generations through public schools, through all these other kinds of things that have taken place, to want this type of stuff, to be dependent on whatever the government is going to say to them. So it's just, you have to deal with it, and you have to make sure that it's going to be that way. Now, I don't know if there's any. Are we? Is this like the question and answer period? No, my puppy's fine. Thank you. She had a little bit of gingivitis in her mouth. That we did a teeth cleaning and she's good to go. So thank you for asking about the puppy. Puppy's good.
Puppy power.
Puppy power in that regard. So it's, I don't know, Steve. Is there anything else that we haven't really cleaned up on?
Honey, turn off the light.
Has this ever happened to you? Presenting the Clapper. Lets your appliances turn on and off.
Yeah, but do you guys really want me to be like in the middle of the show? Come on. There will be no elf on the shelf this year. No, don't. Did you see that? The Trump on a shelf?
No, they make one up.
Oh, yes. Hold on a second. Yep, of course, because we don't practice idolatry at all. But let me see here. Let me see. This is hysterical. Yeah. Trump on a shelf, baby. you can pose him wherever you want. Look at that. That's a weird pose, but okay. You can have him do that. You can have him sit there. Here I am. I'm on your window.
Looks like a South Park character.
I'm on your shelf. That's okay. It's a golden age. That's okay. $30. I mean, come on. That's just fantastic.
Well, his name's trademarked too, so he gets percentage of all that
every time. So it's kind of funny. Yes, they have the Trump on the shelf that's happening there. It's, oh man, absolutely. Don't worry, Phoebe. I play for the crowd. It's okay. Yeah. Here I am. I'm on the shelf. Merry Christmas. Merry Trumpmas. Merry Trumpmas. It's fine. So it's all good in that regard. But yeah, let's if we're good on all that, do you want to get to Saint of the Week and to
yeah, I'll go ahead.
Yep. My Saint of the Week is the Clapper.
Week's Clapper. All right, I'll go. Do I go Saint of the Week first? I'll go Saint of the Week first. Will be
world is your oyster, Steve. Whatever you want to do, buddy.
This guy, FGCU walk-on Brandon Dyer, went 4 years without scoring a single point in a game. He has millions and millions of followers on social media from his road to 1 point content. I didn't check out his thing to figure out what he makes or whatever. And in his first game of his graduate season, here he comes off a V cut right here at the bottom right. He drills an open three. There he is with the ball. Splash.
There it is.
He ends up hitting another one at a minute later. He ends up with 6 points.
This is the true beauty of college, not NIL, guys. This is really
what I think he might get NIL. The dude's got millions of followers for never scoring a point, and he's making money off it.
Man, I miss my calling.
There's a dude, there's a mascot. I can't remember. It's like a manager. He's got a boombox. He's got an NIL, but like, what? How's this guy did it?
NIL is the Wild West, man. The fact
it's nuts. That's why even here, I talked to a coach at Belmont Abbey baseball. He was telling me this one kid just got recruited from Belmont Abbey to go play at Eastern Carolina. I got $100,000 for him. Going, what?
From who? Who's giving that? Who's giving that money? And that's.
Could you imagine being in college having $100,000 in your account?
No, no, because
I might not be here.
No, I might go back to see if I can go to a graduate school. There's got to be a D3 program somewhere that needs a fat old point guard. I'm pretty sure I can.
Well, there's a guy that's 60 years old playing football for some D3 school now.
Yep,
because he has eligibility.
Yep, we all have eligibility now, Steve. It's just whether you want to use it or not. I'm sure you can.
Yeah, that's true too. My cry room, I gotta give it to Top 38. I laughed at this because it's just hysterically funny, but it's also terrible at the same time. This is the opening of COP 30 Climate Summit, and they framed the photo of Leo blessing the giant ice cube.
Now, yeah, that's pretty sad. Although I'm gonna interrupt. There is actually a positive from the infamous ice blessing, and that is our Holy Father preventing us from the dangers that is Mariah Carey. That one I got a pretty good laugh at. The Pope is doing everything he can doing everything he can to keep Mariah in her place. He's trying, but she's gonna crack out eventually. She's gonna break out eventually.
Put her in carbonite.
Hopefully the Holy Father can summon the power to keep her at bay just a little bit longer. I laughed pretty hard at that one.
But, well, first off, I was thinking I got to get people framed Pope Leo blessing the ice photos for Christmas.
If you want, we can frame them, send them with a Luce doll, make a 2-pack.
But on top of, you see that thing that's right there on top of that jar?
Yep.
It says, with a jar of holy melt water.
Oh, if you can't laugh, you gotta be able to laugh instead of crying. So that's fantastic. I mean, it is sad. It's pretty terrible, the whole thing, but come on.
I mean, when I saw that, I thought it was a spoof video. I go, there's no, who made a frame of this post? Anyway, so that's my cry room. I did check online to Amazon to see if anybody was selling the frame version of the Leo blessing the ice app thing. So I don't know. I might have to get some Vista. I might have to order Vistaprint, buy 100, get 100 of them and hand them out to people. Send them to friends.
I have room. If I could put it behind, I could put it up there. If we got one, I would absolutely have. I might go one better. I might try to print out the Mariah Carey one and put it behind me during Christmas, just because. Like, come on, he's working here, guys. He's got
the season.
He's working. He's trying. He's doing his best at this point. So
it is the season.
It is the season. Soon enough, we are way too. People are already putting up Christmas lights and stuff. It's just like, come on, people. It's not even Thanksgiving. So yes. All right. Let me do the saint of the week, which is not really a saint of the week, but it's for all meme kind. And it actually came from today. And there's this video of Sydney Sweeney on this interview. And I don't care about the interview. I don't care about any of it. I just care about the fact that she got asked the dumbest question in the world and she shot this look back. And everybody went, a new meme has been born upon us. So, Sydney, thank you for having RBF to such a point that now we can use this for many funny memes. I think this will replace the Anakin meme because the other lady asked her this ridiculous question. She's like, what? What are we doing here? And so, yeah, that's my saint of the week. The pickings are slim this week, guys. And for my cry room, I'm every single one of you people, every single one of you people that had a video or made a comment about this, get a life. Get a life. And some of you I know, and some of you I respect, but literally, what are you doing? It's creepy. So Thomas Massey dropped this tweet earlier in the week saying, hey, I got married on October 19th to a person that I knew in Washington, D.C. She's a 37-year-old person, part of the family. And just like, dudes, I didn't know dudes were so sensitive. Guys are like, I can't believe you got married. It's so gross. Dude, she's 40. What are you talking about? People are going, oh, the age difference is so crazy. She's a 40-year-old woman. It's the Law and Order SVU meme. She's 40 years old, you sick pervert. It's like, what? And guys, Thomas Massey loved his first wife for 30 years, took care of her while she was sick, had kids, grandkids, did the vows till death do us part. What, you want him to just like put on a monk outfit and roam the Kentucky countryside? You know, he has the right to find a wife, and the Bible reinforces this multiple times. All of my Catholic content creators, there's multiple Bible passages where somebody dies and they ask and they get married. There's the famous one about like, hey, what if my brother's wife dies and like you have to keep marrying her or something like that. I know I'm butchering it. I'm sorry, but I'm not a theologian. You don't come here for my theological takes. But the fact that people are literally arguing about how Thomas Massey dishonored his wife by getting a new wife and doing all these things, you're a bunch of losers on this specific subject. You're a bunch of losers. It's that simple. Leave the guy alone. You can hate Thomas Massey for his policies or whatever the case may be. And believe me, I have some very close friends that have a couple kids, and they're like, listen, if my wife dies, I'm remarrying. I'm remarrying because I need help with my kids and all these other kinds of things. And some of you people are like, I would never marry another woman. Give me a break, you virtue signaling loser. Just get out of here. And crazy enough, the women were like, hey, if I die, I want my husband to actually go find another wife that would make him happy. And the guys are like, no, you should be like Lord Sidious and sit in the fireplace and just mope and be like Batman. Like, no, just stop. The guy's like, I got married, and everybody lost their collective minds. Get over it. And don't try to tell somebody, no, you should have waited more than 16 months. How long? What timetable works for you? 2 months, 24 months, 36 months, 10 years, no matter what. Even if he waited 10 years, Steve, somebody would have been like, oh, he should have waited 15 years. I can't believe he did. What do you want him to be, 75? It's absolutely ridiculous. So
yeah, I saw it originally when it.
No,
when
Peter, guess what?
Peter,
I've had this talk with my wife, and I have had this. We talk about this. My wife even makes the joke where she's like, when she's cooking me food, she goes, hey, tell your next wife when I die, if I die, tell her this is the food you like to be making, have her make it this way. And I always joke to my wife, yeah, go remarry. The only stipulation is he can't be as handsome as me. So that's really it. So I've had these talks. My wife and I are clear on that. And the fact is that you shouldn't be like, you can't. If you ever saw the scary movie with Charlie Sheen, of you, when Denise Richards is like, nobody else, and he's like, what, honey? She's dying. He's like, nobody else. He's like, oh, you're going off into the great beyond. Nobody else. Oh, and he's like covering her mouth and all these other kinds. It's not the kind of stuff that's happening there. But for some reason, it just ticks me off when people they feel like, and this is a product of social media, so we're all at fault in certain aspects. We feel like we have to just give our judgmental take, or we have to make ourselves seem so superior that, oh, well, I would never remarry. I can't believe he would do this. Dude, nobody cares. All right, get over it. So that's my rant for the night. I'm
just surprised it was that big of a story. I didn't know it was that big of a story.
I literally put out, I was like, hey, people, leave him alone. He has the right to get. And there are threads and lines, and people are arguing about this. People are putting up videos about it and doing all this. Is it that slow of a week? Like, we could talk about the shutdown in Venezuela, and we can talk about all these other things. Y'all want to argue about Massey? So, yeah, whatever. All right, I think I got it out. We'll wait for Steve. Oh, yes, that too.
Don't bring him up.
Yeah, don't talk about that. Talk about Thomas.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, pay no attention to all of those things. Talk about Thomas Massey. So, all right, folks, that's it for this episode of News from the Pew. Please do us all a favor, like, subscribe, and share the News from the Pew from my cave. I will talk to you all next week. God bless. Make sure you go download the Sensus Fidelium app. Help support Steve out with his work. That's the best way you want to support Steve, is downloading the Sensus Fidelium app, signing up. Go to sensusfidelium.tv.
Well, I added a bunch of free stuff, so all the prayers are free, all the chants free, and
yeah, it's a great app. I have it. It's an amazing app, guys. You absolutely need to download it. And the way YouTube is going with the AI slop and all this other kind of stuff, this is a way, if you really value, like I do, Sensus Fidelium content, this is the way you can always stay informed with all of that. And if you want to support me, you can go buy the Armed Catholic on Amazon, or you can subscribe to either the Council of St. Michael or to Rickcast. We're doing interviews on Rickcast. I got a bunch of good guests lined up. We're going to have some really good content coming out of there. All right, guys. God bless, and Viva Cristo Rey. Bye. Aw. Luce wants to say bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you.